Right.
They're gonna do another one.
Phone just starts ringing right now.
Yeah.
Hey, this minute. It's like, so we heard you just now.
Yeah.
Somehow.
And then that's another interesting thing, because all those shows that I manifested, I didn't try for, like, and that's been an interesting thing, because there are shows where I've tried for, where it's like I'm reaching out to people and trying to make it happen, and it never happens.
It doesn't happen.
But all the shows that have happened have just like flowed, pure flow.
That brings up something very interesting about like the art of this is just like a law of the universe, I feel, and I don't know, I'm gonna butcher it, like I don't know what it's called, but trying to obtain something, trying to get something, is the same frequency of resistance.
Yes.
As pushing it away.
Right.
They operate in the same exact way.
Totally.
And so like it's like
it's tricky.
It's tricky, but what I think sort of like wins out is usually if we're trying to get something, it's a human. It's like us like thinking like this is what's good for me and I want to try to get that thing. But the things that come to us, the divinities, it's the unspoken that knows like no, this is the way.
Right.
Right? Like the divine's never gonna steer us to something that doesn't. It's not gonna work out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
Is there anything besides obviously the show you just mentioned that you have that feeling towards? Is there anything outside of music that you currently have that feeling towards? If there is any.
That's a great question.
Tim's like, thank you.
I mean, because like
It's making me think.
Because speaking from experience, like it's not always around like one thing. You're like, I need to do X, Y, Z, or this person I need to meet, or this thing I need to experience. So I didn't know, like, talk a lot about your music, and more if there's something else besides the music aspect that you either currently feeling that, or in the past you've had that experience.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be yes for anyone.
There are, for sure. It's an interesting point of reflection to see like how much value I just put on music, and like I think there's an element of that where I place so much of my like that is so important in my life for me to like die happy, essentially.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's making me think. Right now, I mean, I think a lot of those types of things have to do with people, and certain like connections with people that feel like that, whether it's a friend or especially with my partner Alex, or even other people who have had like not necessarily a romantic or sexual connection with, but some type of like, whoa, what's that connection with? So I think that's a common place where that pops up. But yeah, I'm excited to think on that more, because it's exciting to think about this stuff and be like, ooh, what's meant for me? What's like knowing that there is something that feels like designed for me.
Yeah.
That all of these things have been the most exciting things possible. So they've been like great things that have been designed for me.
Yeah.
So I love that question. I'll have to think on that more.
Yeah, you can answer next time you come out.
Yeah.
Or in 30 minutes either.
Yeah.
Shoot us a text.
Shoot us a text.
Yeah. Just edit it here.
Exactly.
Josiah's response was.
It was this.
That's beautiful. I have a question that's sort of off topic, but still on topic.
Because it's about you, so it's by default on topic.
Correct.
Cool. Yeah.
You have the longest relationship out of any of my friends.
Yeah, 100%.
By far.
I thought you were going to say at the longest something else.
Oh my god.
Well, that is true as well.
But we want to keep PJ.
Longest arms.
That is true.
Longest legs, for sure.
Actually, my wingspan is 3 inches more than my height.
Really?
So
Really?
that's what some guy measured me once and was like.
Because your wingspan is the same as your height.
It's
Always?
supposed to be.
I've never met someone who is not.
Well,
now I have.
there you go.
Like,
I went to a climbing gym. He measured me. He said, "You have a 6'5" wingspan."
Jesus. Yeah, you do have long arms.
You do have really long arms, dude.
That's why it's good for volleyball.
Yeah. Right. Anyways, yes,
Back to Lowe's
that too.
question.
That is long.
Yeah.
There's lots of length when it comes to Josiah, just all around. Every category.
So I'm curious. I feel like relationships play very interesting roles in our lives,
No doubt.
right? Because they're sort of like if we look at ourselves as the diamonds, the relationships are the pressure that forms us into what we are becoming.
No doubt.
How do you feel your relationship over 10 years doing these things has shaped you?
Because you were together for a lot of those huge.
Oh,
most
yeah.
of those
All of
huge,
them.
all of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, for sure. We've only spent like a month apart in that 9.5 years now. Man, so many things. Wow. She has been such an epic blessing and has totally shaped me in every way. Yeah, it was. I had a lot of. I really struggled in school and had a lot of like trauma with friends, and was like when I met Alex, I didn't have a lot of friends and was really like inward and not confident in some settings, but overall like really struggling socially and like had a lot of social anxiety.
Yeah.
Just didn't know how to talk to people, and so that's like the first thing that she really helped me with was just. I mean, I think it really just came down to like loving myself enough to to not really care what other people think, so that I could just talk to anybody and not really care what I say.
Yeah.
I think loving myself has been a huge part of that. But yeah, I mean, Alex is special because she is one fucking powerhouse, and she is someone who speaks her mind and just super strong, but also connected to her heart. She's just a super powerful human being. So a lot of the ways in which she's helped me have been with speaking, also just like expressing myself and just speaking my mind. I think my family is a lot more avoidant of things and avoids conflict in general, and she just helped me decimate that, and now I'm totally down with conflict. Like,
I walk outside with my sword every day.
As long as I feel like I'm in integrity with myself, then I don't feel like I have much to. And I just have so much love in me that I feel equipped to deal with conflict.
Yeah.
Man, just so many things.
Yeah.
Oh, so many things. But I think, we've really just supported each other in chasing our dreams, and we've lived like in tandem for so long of like really sharing similar steps of our progression, like going through different learning experiences at similar times, and it's been just like we feel very fortunate because that feels lucky overall.
Yeah.
I feel like we just had like very in sync karma.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
I just want to point out that that's something that you should be so fucking grateful for. Not that you aren't, I know you are, but because I don't think many people experience a connection like that.
No, I know it.
In life.
Well,
totally.
and during, I would say, some of the, obviously you're always changing, growing, but like from 17 to 26.
Some of the most formative.
Some of the most formative years you'll probably ever experience.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're always going to change, but some people don't change
Yeah.
when they become 26, 27.
Totally.
This is who I am now. So like the fact that you were able to stay together too during all of that is a huge testament for like your commitment to each other.
It's amazing.
Like to be at 17 and now at 26, and you like that you guys didn't fall off the rails at any point fully.
Yeah,
sure, there were times that were hard, but like that's huge.
Totally. Yeah, we got to skip a lot of bullshit too. You know?
Yeah.
And there were times that we would come home for Christmas and we would meet up with a lot of friends from high school, and they'd be like, "What are you like? Holy shit! I just did mushrooms for the first time. Like, oh my gosh!"
Little do you know.
I've been doing that since I was 17, people.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we felt like we knew that we had something special and that we were really blessed because we got to skip a lot of bullshit and it showed in a lot of ways because we were spending our time differently than our peers were spending and thinking about things differently than they were thinking about. And so yeah, I think that was a huge thing, and I think that would have been a lot harder to have that experience by ourselves in the way that we were doing it.
Who knows if it happens the same way if it's by yourself?
Totally.
A lot of different dynamics change.
I think about it like I truly have no idea where I would be if we hadn't gotten together. I have no idea. Could be way better. Who knows?
I mean, I'm like trying to think where I was in
That's hilarious.
Like, could be 10 times
It could have
better.
been fucking amazing.
I could be like rolling in the day. Who knows?
But that I think is the cool part of like you're always given choices, and so it's like you chose to stay together for a decade.
No,
Like,
I think
you know what I mean? Like you wouldn't. In some universe, you probably didn't stay together.
Right.
And that
For
Josiah
sure.
may be homeless. He also may be a king.
Yeah.
And he's probably both.
In an era where we don't even have kings.
Exactly. Somehow you became a king.
Exactly.
We don't know how that happened. But like the idea, I'm thinking back when I was 17. If I were still with someone currently, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Just thinking about that.
Yeah.
I look at you guys and like I look at you right now and you're infinitely ahead. Like I don't know if you realize this, but you're very far ahead of where a 26-year-old is supposed to be by normal like societal norms. Yeah, it's
good to hear.
Yeah, having had a relationship that long, having traveled that much, having explored yourself and the world that much, and like knowing what you want to do and having been doing it for a decade.
Yeah.
On some
Yeah.
on some level.
Yeah.
That
Right.
is, you know, like if you were gonna like go find someone random in the street and like ask them at what age did they have all those things?
Right.
40s.
40s, 50s.
Right.
Obviously, you're always
infinitely ahead.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it feels good to hear that. Don't always fully see that or witness that.
Because you know no different.
Right.
Like that's the reality you've lived in.
Right. Yeah, this week I was reading this book and they were talking about musicians who bloomed later in their life, like 40, 50, 60. Because I was feeling like, am I too old?
Oh man, in his mid-20s, I should be fucking a king by now.
Right. God damn. Yes, thank you.
I mean, I feel like peaking later in life is also like not peaking, but like there's so much time. We talk about this so many times. Like, what's the rush? And you've already done so much. But like, what are you trying to rush for? And something that I've learned from older people is like,
it's just ego.
It's ego, but also the process is what they honestly miss. Is when they quote unquote made it when they're older. It's like I would do anything to be 20 and like trying my craft and learning what I need to do. And people miss that joy so much.
Yeah.
Like skipping, like I want the house, I want the money, whatever it is that you're wanting.
Yes.
And then it's like, well, did you like remember when you were playing at those clubs or like that, you know?
I had that thought this week because I was watching the volleyball tour and
considering going pro.
He's
like, career change. I'm done with music.
And I was like,
still do it.
Fuck. Why didn't my life bring me to do that at a young age? I would love to do that. And I would train so hard.
Just see Josiah at the end of the summer, just like ripped 9 mountain serves.
And then my mind went to one of my best friends who was dating my sister. What is it? An amazing volleyball player. So I was like, maybe we're meant to be partners. but it was a great moment because I was like, okay, this obviously is something that would sound super fun and very exciting. And look at my life right now, and I'm at a very similar phase where it's like I'm almost pro, you know.
Yeah.
I'm like working towards going pro with this thing.
Yeah.
And where's the like total fucking love for where I'm at in this process?
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah,
because
it was like,
That's a great point.
this is, I am blessed
Yeah.
to